So we're going to take it on back to the early aughts. We're going to take it there. A scary place to go, but here we are.
I'm ready. I don't remember. I was so young.
We press play on Trainwreck, Cult of American Apparel. Part of the docuseries Trainwreck franchise that Netflix has. They did one on Woodstock 99. They did one on The Real Project X. And now we're here at American Apparel.
I had not wanted to revisit disco pants.
You didn't?
No.
That's fair.
I wanted disco pants so bad, but they're so expensive.
Yeah.
And everyone had them in a bunch of colors too. I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like growing up, being like of an age where you shop at American Apparel, there always seemed to be kind of like a shady undertone to everything. It all felt very like leering. All the photo shoots. It felt very like Terry Richardson.
Yes.
Like super kind of like side boob, like a seductive pose. And everyone looked very young in all of those images. And as when I was like, 19, 20, 21, I was like, oh, they look young and like cool. But now as an adult, fully formed brain, it's like, oh, you look too young, like creepy. It all felt very like seductive, sexual in a way that seemed like very inappropriate, honestly.
Yeah. And was, which is revealed in this documentary. And let's say sisters, Dove Charney and Terry Richardson, those two cousins are creeps. What came out in this documentary was a lot of allegations of sexual misconduct, abuse of employees, employees sucking and fucking in the hallways, everyone just making out. That was just like part of the culture there. And I will say, none of that was surprising. I think growing up in LA specifically and going to all of those stores, because American Apparel entered my zeitgeist at like probably 15 or 16.
LA girl.
Brag, except for I guess in this case. But I do think that not only was the culture of that you were explaining of just this hypersexualized young girl was displayed on images, it was in the store as well. Like the employees working were all so young, all mostly bad at their jobs. And I can say that a lot of my friends worked at American Apparel, and I was like, you're never doing what you're supposed to be doing. Love that for you, girl. And the amount of attention that would be put on these young bodies. And I would say, to go as far as and say, it wasn't just like suggestive posing. It was straight up legs open. Their first ad was, "We're now open." And it was a young girl sat back with her legs open. So it doesn't really get more clear than that, But then there was this weird thing that was felt to me that was so pro-LA, pro-immigrant. And the ethics split between being like, yes, we are very pro-immigration and we want to employ, our workers here in LA, pay them more than minimum wage, but we're also going to take advantage of like young girls and like shoot them in really harmful ways. And both things existing,
Yeah, it does kind of feel like, well, if we over-index in wokeness here, then we can like be completely, abusive and manipulative and kind of like take advantage, and then no one like should really, it should all balance out in the end in some like kind of crazy way. But I do wonder, like with this American Apparel story, which I think has been told a few times before, like not in this way, and also to maybe a generation who's like not as familiar, because now American Apparel is kind of coming back.
Sort of.
What is it now?
It's just like rebranded as Los Angeles Apparel.
Okay.
Obviously, significantly not as successful.
Yeah.
I do think tailored more specifically to LA, but it's hard to break through as a brand of basics now in the era of like Amazon and TikTok Shop, where they're selling the exact same things at significantly half the price.
Yeah. Well, I also felt like American Apparel at that time, it's like if you went out, at least in Boston, you would see a disco pant, you'd see a skater dress. Oh my God, that dress. Do you remember that dress I wore to that Kappa Formal, which was like the deep V with like, it was like a sheer panel at the front?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you couldn't tell me I wasn't taking it in that dress.
Wait, did you only wear American Apparel in college? You didn't wear it in high school?
No, because I grew up in Oklahoma.
Right. I keep forgetting that.
Well, if I wanted to turn a look, I went to J. Crew.
I was wearing the shit out of my circle skirt. You would see me coming in those riding pants.
I remember. I think you were the first person. You and her friend Nikki were the first people to put me in a circle skirt and Doc Martens. Yeah. And I said, "Ooh, I'm a bad girl."
You said, "Guys, I'm not gay." Yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing in this.
No,
I loved me that little chiffon button up, their little like head scarves.
You love that shit with the statement necklace.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I was dressed down delirious. I mean. At the time, I loved American Apparel. And I remember specifically being in high school and maybe 8th or 9th grade going into the stores on Melrose and every single one of my friends and my brother getting scouted to work there or model, except for me. So there's a gun in the room, by the way. And it's loaded.
Yes.
I was a late bloomer, God forbid.
Oh, well, that's so. I feel like someone with a broom. That's okay. That's okay.
I guess it's for the best, considering the climate.
I would say so.
Yeah.
But I do think it's interesting that like all of these, like the American Apparel story, the Brandy Melville story, the Abercrombie story, these are all very like similar kind of stories that are marketed toward young people.
Yeah.
And taking advantage of young people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why, on top of everything else, I don't know. I feel like the commonalities are really concerning. And I'm like, well, what was like the next generation of that? Like, what stores now will we be watching documentaries about, reading exposés about in like 5 years?
I'm hoping none.
Well, no, I would hope.
I'm hoping it ends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, who's casting racially ambiguous? Like,
but also maybe there's not another store that like captures the zeitgeist and in the way that like a Brandy Melville or an American Apparel or an Abercrombie did, because they did all hit the culture in a very specific way.
Yeah.
And like hit a very specific type of shopper, demographic, price point, all of that.
I know. I'm actually thinking like there's so much recycling and rewear and like taking old trends and bringing them back that like, what are we?
Maybe Shein. Oh, I feel like, that influencer trip, do you remember that?
Yes, the girl realizing things or whatever. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be something like that. Anyway.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I mean, well, Shein is bad, but like, hopefully not as in like this all ends.
Yeah.
Wait, this is an important question. If we're going to talk about American Apparel, we have to know. Have you ever stolen anything from American Apparel?
No, I've only stolen 2 things.
What?
2
Hearts
movies
and minds? Oh.
2 movies from Blockbuster. I didn't return them and then the store closed. So I got to keep them.
Oh, that's like the most ethical steal. That doesn't even count. I hate a good girl. Boo, tomato. Break the law for once. Yeah. I opened this podcast being like, I think I'm going to do Molly this weekend. Like, we have to be similar. Because I was...
Girl, wrap it up.
Sorry.